What is good, guys? Welcome back to Water Dragon. Today we're going to be speculating about one of the most exciting chapters in a very long time, chapter 238, where the Bastard Munchen and Uber's game finally ended. I'm going to be giving my thoughts about how Isagi ranks compared to Lorenzo and Kaiser, since technically he beat Kaiser in their goals challenge for this game. But before we get into the video, make sure to join my Discord server. Link is in the description. I'm always active there, so if you want to talk about anything Blue Lock or anything else, make sure to join the Discord server. Link is in the description. Now, let's get on with the video. So first up, in the beginning of the chapter, it says his buddy is waiting for him to deliver the final pass. As the players gather in front of Uber's goal, it's time to follow your ego, go all in, and bring this fantastic match to its end. So first, it's Nico, and he says, I can't stop him in a 1v1, and his job is to slow down Hiyori's attack. And then he says, right now, Isagi is playing off Hiyori's moments to receive the final pass, but he won't let Isagi move freely. That's what Ryu is saying. Aiku comes in and says, aiming for the chaos created by those two predicting the trajectory of Hiyori's pass. This guy intends on forcibly snatching the winning goal to Kaiser. Don't take your eyes off Kaiser. And then Hiyori dribbles, and then the route is open. It's coming. This guy, he's not only looking at the ball, he's planning on shooting himself. How selfish. That's what Blue Lock is all about. So now Dogma Redler is in the picture. So we've already seen all four of Uber's real defenders and a new Gen 11 trying to stop Hiyori and Isagi's attack. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens next. Then we have Hiyori with a fake shot volley, but then someone comes in and says, how predictable. And then Baro comes in and says, in the end, you're just going to pass. Without Isagi, you're just an insignificant lackey too weak to fight for himself. Too slow. This guy, he's not. This guy, he's not. They aren't looking at each other. And then Hiyori passes. The ball goes to Isagi. Are you there, egoist? Yeah. If you're the real deal, if we're the real deal. By clashing and crossing our visions of becoming the best player in the world, Isagi hits his direct shot into the net past Fukakugen, and then they do this questionable at best pose with each other. So now let's talk about what this means for all the characters. For Isagi, this chapter couldn't have gone better. He did exactly what he wanted to and finally found his piece for the missing goal, which means he scored 2 goals in this match, as much as Baro and more than Kaiser, who's the new Gen 11 striker. So for Isagi, this is giving him a massive buff. And think about this. Isagi hasn't lost a game since the World 5 game. He won the U20 game, and he won 3 straight games with Bastard Munchen. Now he's technically beaten a new Gen 11 striker in a goals challenge. So it's very, Isagi's evolving at a very rapid rate. It's going to be very interesting to see how he fares off against PXG, against arguably his biggest rival, and Itoshi Rin, especially after basically dethroning God's Chosen Emperor. So what does this mean for God's Chosen Emperor, the new Gen 11 striker? Michael Kaiser. As you remember, back at the very beginning of the NEL, the entirety of Bastard Munchen was surrounded around this one man. In the first game, the only starter was Kunigami, and then Isagi got put on, so basically only 2 players were there. But now, the majority of the team is from Japan, and in next game, another one will be added in Kyoryugen. And he's basically been dethroned by Blue Lock's A, since Isagi has officially scored more goals than him, with him scoring 2, and while he only scored 1 this entire game, and even that goal was basically stole from all of Isagi's thinking. So basically, the entire field is being dominated by Isagi right now, rather than being dominated by Kaiser. And Hiyori and Ness are both, Hiyori and Corona are both way more dominant than Ness, especially Hiyori, since both Hiyori and Isagi have Metavision. And for someone to have Metavision and Predator Eye and still not be able to score more goals than someone who has whose only good weapon is a direct shot with flaws, which you have a much better version of in Kaiser Impact. It's going to be very interesting to see. In my personal opinion, I feel like the storyline would go much better if Kaiser stole the goal from Isagi and beat him in the challenge, just for Isagi to get brought down to earth. Because right now, Isagi's on way too much of a high horse. Because as I stated earlier, he literally has not lost since the World 5 game. He's won so much directly, and now he's beaten the new Gen 11 striker. So I feel like it would have been a much better plot line to like make Michael Kaiser win, or like both of them make a combined shot, or Hiyori scores, and then their like war, like their civil war continues on to the PXG game, rather than make Isagi just win already. It's going to be very interesting to see how that develops the Blue Lock manga in the future. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. The Q&A is probably going to be uploaded tomorrow or the day after. And yeah, goodbye.